It's great to be here with 1,000 wonderful people, or as I call it, a small, intimate dinner with some friends. Or as Hillary calls it, her largest crowd of the season. We have proven that we can actually be civil to each other. In fact, just before taking the dais, Hillary accidentally bumped into me, and she very civilly said, "Pardon me." The media is even more biased this year than ever before. Michelle Obama gives a speech, and everyone loves it. My wife, Melania, gives the exact same speech. And people get on her case.
There are a lot of friendly faces here in this room. I just want to put you all in a basket of adorables. Donald wanted me drug tested before last night's debate. And look, I got to tell you, I am so flattered that Donald thought I used some sort of performance enhancer. Now, actually, I did. It's called preparation.
Oh, burn. Joining us right now with reaction, Sheriff Daviod Clarke, who finds himself in New York City today. Good morning to you, Sheriff.
Hey, Sheriff.
Good morning to all of you.
The headline in the New York papers is Donald Trump booed because those media elites and the New York elites, they love it when he makes fun of himself, but when he makes fun of her, he's over the line.
Yeah, well, you know, good for Donald. The thing about Donald Trump is he understands the moment. Donald Trump understands human interaction, and he understands the camera better than anybody else. That's why he survived the Republican primary. Politicians have a tendency to be stiff, and even if you watched Mrs. Bill Clinton yesterday and doing it, it was not really her thing. So, good. I expect. What do you think's going to happen when you get these two in the same room? It's like a weigh-in at a title heavyweight fight or MMA.
Yeah,
you got to keep them separated.
Yeah, but
and that's
there's a cardinal right there between you.
Well, he would act as the referee then. But I expect when you're campaigning, every moment is a chance to campaign. You can't let one moment go by. I expected both of them to seize that moment. I think he did a better job, Donald Trump, than she did. But good for him. You know, everyone thinks this whole political environment. I heard someone say the other day, I wish politics were more civil. And I said, when has it ever been civil? People forget the Aaron Burr, Alexander Hamilton duel.
Over in Weehawken.
Over politics, sure. Right? And we haven't gotten to that back in the 1800s. But it's always been like that. Like I said, it's a cutthroat business, and it's a contact sport, whether we like it or not.
Yeah. Sheriff, the Project Veritas videos were just released a few days ago, and we went through all of those. And in some of those, behind the scenes, folks in the Hillary camp are encouraging people, paying people to incite violence at Donald Trump rallies. Newt Gingrich was on with Sean Hannity last night, and he brought up a very good point. Listen to this, and then we'll react.
Where is the Federal Bureau of Investigation? You have people saying that they fomented violence in order to disrupt an election. You have evidence those people were paid by a presidential campaign. You have somebody who's so intimate with the White House, he's there over 300 times. You had a firebombing in North Carolina of a Republican campaign headquarters. Where is the FBI? Why is the federal government not engaged in worrying about the civil rights of people who favor Donald Trump? I mean, talk about a one-sided scandal.
Sheriff, what's your reaction? Because he's saying it's illegal to incite violence. Where's the FBI?
Sure, and it's shameful. It really is. And I think it's indicative, not the agents at ground level, but within the FBI. And they are part of the Department of Justice. And I've said, and I believe this, and I can prove it, that the DOJ, or United States Department of Justice, has been corrupted at the highest levels. You look at Loretta Lynch meeting the husband of somebody under investigation on a plane in a secret meeting. She spent 3 or 4 days denying that it was improper, denying that anything happened, before she finally realized, hey, people know that this was wrong, and then she admitted what she did was improper. But if you look at this was white voter intimidation. People attending a political rally, that is First Amendment protected. Those are civil rights. And had the reverse happened, like in North Carolina, had a NAACP voter registration building been firebombed with some racial epithets scribbled on the side of the building, Barack Obama would have had a major news conference. Loretta Lynch would have had a major news conference. And I'll tell you right now, she would have said DOJ investigators from the Civil Rights Division are on their way to North Carolina to investigate voter intimidation, voter disenfranchisement. But I think, and people are starting to see, and they've been seeing it, but now it's so evident that because these are white participants, well, we'll look the other way, but if the shoe's on the other foot, then all of a sudden they have this sense of urgency. This is the kind of stuff that makes our justice system and our government at the highest levels illegitimate. People look, they don't trust anymore. We're almost getting toward that point where our government is resembling a banana republic.
Well, Sheriff, no, great point. And we got to get your take on another subject that we have you on the couch. You've been such a clarion call, a strong voice for supporting our cops out there who are doing difficult jobs every single day. Just recently, the tape came out of that a Chicago police officer attacked. The woman attacked in real time. It's playing out right there on the screen. And she was afraid to use her weapon for fear of political backlash. You've talked about things like that potentially happening because of the war on cops. What's your take?
Well, it was my biggest fear coming out of Ferguson. I said those sorts of things in December of 2014, that sooner or later the American police officer would become less assertive and they'd start to second guess themselves. And I'm all across this nation talking to cops now, including here in New York City. I'm recognizable by most cops, and I tell them, I say, trust your judgment. You have to trust your judgment. I know this is going to be ugly for you during this period of time, but the law is on your side. I want you to go home to see your kids at night, to kiss your wife or husband, and to be around for them, maybe walk your daughter down the aisle. This other stuff we'll just have to deal with.
Has it hurt with recruitment?
There's a lag time, but we're starting to see that. You know, what we're seeing in Milwaukee County, we've had several recruitment classes. We're getting fewer women. And so we've asked the state, well, you know, look what happened in Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, women are a little more sensitive to that. They go, what the heck do I want to get involved? I got kids I have to raise. I have, you know, these sorts of things, responsibilities. I think I'll look at a different career. So we've asked the state law enforcement standard boards and the State Department of Justice to start doing a study on the impact that this.
The Honda Take Home a CRV sales event is here with incredible deals. Loaded with standard features like Pandora compatibility, a multi-angle rear view camera, and plenty of cargo space. It's no wonder the CRV was named
Boards and the State Department of Justice to start doing a study on the impact that this is having on our ability to recruit, but women, you know, and some of these other demographics. It's going to have an impact.
The impact everybody watching right now, though, is worried, okay, if something happens to me and I call the police, they're going to show up, but are they going to be intimidated or reluctant to do their job?
Yeah, and you know who suffers the most from this? Good law-abiding minorities, poor, black people, Hispanic people that live in these crime-ridden areas. They need the police to be assertive. They appreciate the police. They understand the importance of having the police. They understand that ours is not a perfect world. Sometimes mistakes are made. Sometimes officers will step outside the code of conduct that we've set up for them and do some very bad things, but we'll deal with that in-house. But we have to have a strong, assertive police force in these cities if we're going to keep crime and violence in check. And as you can see, crime now is rising.
Right. Sheriff, thank you for what you do to keep all of us safe.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
Real pleasure.
It really is.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, let's hand it over to Abby. You have some headlines for us.
Sheriff, good to have you in person as well. Always good to see you.
Thank you.
We do have some headlines to